Hey, Jim here from 3J Music, and as some of you may know who watched my latest video a couple of weeks ago, I've been taking a break from creating YouTube videos while I deal with some real-life situations here. Today, however, I'm excited to take a break from taking a break to bring you a video that was planned way back in the beginning of February. Back in early February, Kiesel Guitars announced that they would be doing a special 10th anniversary run on their Aries models, and the stage 1 models of that run would start at $13.99, which is a pretty amazing price for a semi-custom USA made guitar. That to me was too good of a deal to pass up, and I thought that I had to get in on that. And here we are 6 or 7 weeks later, and the first run of 30 or 40 guitars have already gone out, which is a pretty amazing turnaround time. Anyway, one of them is here, and I'm excited to have you all join me to take the first look at it. Okay, for those of you who aren't familiar with what's going on, back in February, Kiesel Guitars announced a special 10th anniversary run of their Aries model with limited options. Anyone could go onto their online builder and build a complete Aries with these limited options, and it would have been a great guitar. That said, there were a few options, paid upgrades, if you will, that you could do. Not many. I could have done the options that were available and kept it at the base price of $13.99 and been completely happy. There were a couple little things, a couple little paid options that I took advantage of. I'll talk about them as we go through these. Yeah, I'm really anxious to open this up and check it out, so let's get into it. That's beautiful. Number 60, signed by Jeff Kiesel. Okay, so I wanted to throw on a guitar strap so that I didn't lose it while I was sitting here talking about it. So we'll start at the top. This is a maple neck, reverse headstock, and no reason, just because I thought the reverse headstock would be cool. And the locking tuners that are Kiesel locking tuners. Yeah, full maple neck. This is some kind of an ebony fretboard. I'll have to look on the sheet. Royal ebony fretboard. That's what this is. I went with this over the regular ebony fretboard. I believe those were the only two options, the ebony or the royal ebony. But yeah, I went with the royal ebony because, I don't know, I just thought the colors in this looked really cool. The dots on the top and the bottom, the inlays, just a cool look to me. tusk nut, I believe. And those were all regular options. The first thing that I added was on the base model, you would get nickel frets. And I just decided to pay the upgrade for the stainless steel frets, just because the stainless steel holds up better. The other two Kiesels that I've owned had stainless steel. No complaints. No complaints between stainless and nickel or whatever other fret wire. Really not a concern to me either way. I'm totally fine with the stainless steel. They last longer, they hold up better, so I just paid for the upgrade to the stainless steel, but would have been perfectly happy with nickel frets. Swamp Ash body, this was the only option for the body, and it's totally fine with me. Maybe if you've paid attention, if you've watched any of my videos in the past and paid attention to me talk about some guitars, I like the wood grain look. Maybe some of you think that's boring. I don't know. That's what I like, and there's some nice wood grain here. Really good looking. So that was the only option. There were some colors. Quite a few colors actually, but I went for the natural look. So, and again, that's just because the next option that was a paid option was just the one pickup. The base model came with a humbucker in the bridge and the neck, and would have been perfectly fine with that too. I do have a little bit of a soft spot for single pickup guitars though, and this was a great opportunity, I thought, to get a really good single pickup guitar with just a bridge pickup and pay a little bit extra, but yeah. The only thing that I couldn't get from Kiesel, that there was no option for, was a nickel or chrome cover for this pickup. That option wasn't in the builder, but that's easy enough. I'll get a hold of a cover and throw it on, and that'll be that. Hip shot bridge, that's standard hardtail, and a volume and a tone. Nothing fancy here for one pickup. This is a pretty straightforward rock guitar. And man, I just think that looks great. It's a nice looking piece of wood. From California to New York, and she's almost perfectly in tune. And the intonation is spot on. Fretwork is amazing. If I had Philip McKnight's sock, it would be a 5 out of 5. So we also have a nice rounded carve and a slope. I believe this is improved in 2025 by Kiesel, but this is great access here. And I'm not going to get into the real nerdy aspects of all of the specs and everything like that. There's a lot of people on YouTube that do it, and a lot of them who do it much better than I can. So for me, this is mostly about feel, and this feels great. So the plan for me was, when I have a guitar, I usually have a designated tuning and set up in that tuning, and this is going to be a lower down tune, probably drop C sharp tuned guitar, but I'll do that later for the purpose of this video, this demo. this first look. This is, as I said, perfectly tuned in standard tuning, perfectly intonated in standard tuning. So as far as the sound samples go, we're going to do this in standard tuning, and then if you come back and see this again down the road in another video, it'll probably be in drop tuning. One more thing before I do that is the carve on this body here. I believe there's a bevel delete option for the Aries when you order from the regular menu, and they give you more of a Strat style arm carve here and more of a Strat or an S style looking body. I probably would have gone with that if that was an option in the builder for this, but in the 10th anniversary run with the limited options, that was not one of them. So, but this, man, this card feels great though. I don't know, I might be a convert on that. Little sharp here where I usually like the smooth curve on the Strat or the S style bodies, but yeah, this is really comfortable, and that's really thin, and this is super light. I'll get the weight on that, and I'll put it in the video when you see it. So if you're still here, you've listened to me talk long enough. Let's plug this in and see how this Aries with a beryllium pickup in the bridge, by the way. Let's see how that sounds. So that's it. Kiesel Aries 10th anniversary stage 1 model. Two things I forgot to mention is this has the thinner neck carve. Think Ibanez. That's the closest comparison that I can think of. This finish is what they call raw tone. This is a satin feeling finish, and I love a satin finish, and this feels great. So if you thought about a Kiesel and you're just not sure, I highly recommend them. On sale or not, I think they're one of, if not the best deal that you can get on a semi-custom USA made guitar. I'd put this up against any of the brands out there that I've tried. So what did you think? Let me know in the comments, and if you found this video useful or just enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit like and subscribe on the way out. Thanks.